Have you ever wondered why so many people seem to miss the subtle signals of attraction? Why some individuals navigate social and romantic interactions with ease, while others stumble, unaware of the unspoken messages in the room? For far too long, we've been lied to. We've been taught that the key to understanding others lies solely in their words, in verbal communication, and in those overt expressions of interest. But the truth is, those teachings have blinded us to the most powerful and honest signals, the silent, subconscious messages our bodies send. This is not a new philosophy, but one that has been ignored for far too long. We've been told to wait for clear words, clear gestures, the obvious yes or no signals. We've been led to believe that attraction must be verbalized, that the only way to move forward is when it's explicitly stated. But here's the secret most people don't understand. Desire speaks louder than words. If you've ever felt a connection with someone, only to find that it doesn't quite go anywhere, or if you've ever noticed someone's body language and felt drawn to them without knowing why, this video is for you. The Stoic path teaches us how to perceive what others may never say aloud. It's not about guessing, it's about understanding the silent cues our bodies send when desire is present and how we can respond with control and awareness. The truth is, desire isn't a passive response, waiting to be acted upon. It is an active biological signal, one that comes through in the way someone's body moves, the way their voice shifts, and even in the most subtle, unspoken looks they give you. The beauty of it is, once you learn to recognize these cues, the guessing stops and a new clarity emerges. It's not about asking if someone likes you, it's about knowing that they do, because you can read their unspoken signals clearly. In this video, we'll explore how to read the body's hidden language of attraction, and more importantly, how to respond to it in a way that's calm, composed, and deeply rooted in awareness. It's not about chasing, it's about understanding and moving in harmony with what's already there. As we discuss how the body speaks during moments of attraction, pay close attention to the way subtle body movements, like a gentle shift in posture or an alignment of the pelvis, can reveal interest long before a word is spoken. Notice how even the smallest shift in voice can change the dynamic of a conversation from polite to intimate. And most importantly, be ready to discover the true nature of desire when you see someone scanning you, not with curiosity, but with intention, evaluating you in a way that's both primal and active. If you want to understand how to truly connect with others, to move beyond the obvious signs, and learn to read the deeper layers of human desire, the Stoic way, then stay with me until the end. I promise that by the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of the silent language that governs our relationships and how you can begin to read it. Now, let's begin our exploration of the silent language of desire and attraction as we break down 7 crucial signals that your body communicates to others, often without your conscious awareness. 1. The tactile transfer, subtle hands and the movement of desire. The first signal is one that requires your attention to the finer details, the movement of the hands. Human bodies, in their most instinctive state, seek connection through touch. When desire is stirred, the body naturally expresses this need. However, social norms often prevent the direct expression of touch. This is where the tactile transfer comes into play. In a neutral state, when a woman is not in a heightened state of arousal, her hands are typically calm, resting, or occupied with objects. But when attraction begins to manifest, the hands start to move more frequently, seeking sensation. It is not a conscious decision to fidget, but rather an unconscious attempt to channel the energy of desire through movement. You may notice her fingers running along the stem of a wine glass, tracing the edges of a coffee cup, or gently playing with jewelry. These movements are not nervous habits, they are rehearsals for the touch her body desires but cannot yet express. From a Stoic perspective, this is an important moment of awareness. The man who can read these signals is not waiting for the obvious verbal cues or explicit invitations. He is attuned to the subtle movements that others might miss. These gestures are not invitations to act hastily, but to notice, to appreciate, and to respond with presence. The key here is to be an observer, not a pursuer. The Stoic's strength lies in his ability to remain calm, to recognize the signals without forcing a response. When you notice these subtle movements, instead of immediately acting on them, let your awareness fill the space. A glance at her hands and then a return to her eyes. This subtle acknowledgement enhances the tension, creates an unspoken connection, and invites the other person to step into a space of deeper understanding. 2. The vascular flush, the natural blush of desire. The second signal is the vascular flush, or what is often referred to as the sex blush. This is one of the most powerful and undeniable signals that a woman's body gives when it becomes aroused. The flush is an involuntary biological response that occurs when the blood vessels expand, allowing more blood to flow toward the skin, particularly in areas rich with nerves, such as the chest, neck, lips, and ears. This physiological reaction is beyond control, which is why it serves as such an honest and revealing signal of desire. Makeup, perfumes, and other external adornments can mask a great deal, but they cannot replicate the flush of desire. The flush, often seen as a warm pink or red color, is a signal that her body is reacting to the presence of attraction. When you notice her skin become flushed, especially around the neckline or her lips, understand that it is no longer about polite conversation or friendly interaction. Her body is responding to something deeper. For the Stoic observer, this is a moment of clarity. It is not the time for social pleasantries or forced small talk. When you observe this flush, you know that the biological gate is open. It is the perfect opportunity to soften your tone, to move closer, to shift away from socially conditioned behavior into something more primal and connected. A Stoic does not seek to manipulate the situation, but to honor it with understanding and poise. However, the key is to observe, not to comment. Men often make the mistake of commenting on the flush with remarks like, "You're hot," or "You look red." These comments disrupt the moment and turn it into something awkward. Instead, notice the blush, acknowledge it silently, and then deepen the connection without words. Your actions will speak louder than any words could ever do. Before we continue exploring the remaining signals of attraction, if you find this video enlightening and helpful, please consider subscribing to the Stoic Path. We dive deep into human nature, relationships, and the philosophies that guide us to live more mindful, intentional lives. Our journey towards mastery over self and others is just beginning, and we want you to be part of it. So, subscribe now, turn on the notifications, and let's continue this path together. 3. The exposure of the neck. Vulnerability as trust. In human interaction, few things are as powerful as the exposure of the neck. This instinctive gesture represents a deep form of trust and vulnerability. In the animal kingdom, exposing the neck is a sign of yielding, of lowering defenses, and offering oneself to another. For humans, it holds the same significance. When a woman feels secure and attracted, her body of the body. This is not an accidental of the body. This is not an accidental movement. It is a deliberate act of trust. In this moment, she is signaling to you that she is open to deeper connection, that she is allowing herself to be seen. A Stoic understands that trust is a powerful thing. It is not to be taken lightly. The act of exposing the neck is a silent invitation to enter into a more intimate space. For the Stoic, the appropriate response is not to rush or to force the connection, but to acknowledge this vulnerability with quiet strength and presence. This is not a moment for words, but for careful observation and controlled action. When you see her expose her neck, don't simply stare at it. Look at it with respect. Let your gaze move from her eyes, down to her neck, and then back again. Acknowledge the trust she has placed in you without words. This creates a powerful exchange of energy, a connection that transcends the superficial. 4. The pupillary abyss. The eyes speak of desire. The fourth signal, often called bedroom eyes, is another biological response that is not easily faked. When a woman is attracted to someone, her pupils dilate. This is an involuntary response that allows more light into the eyes, providing her brain with more visual information. This pupil dilation is a sign of attraction, a deep, subconscious reaction to something or someone that excites her. When you look into a woman's eyes and see her pupils dilate, you are witnessing a biological phenomenon at play. The wider her pupils become, the more engaged she is with you, both mentally and emotionally. It is a signal that she is absorbed in the moment, that she is interested, that she desires more from the connection. The Stoic, in this moment, does not act out of impulse. Instead, he recognizes the power of eye contact. Prolonged eye contact in such a situation creates a loop, a deepening of the connection between the two people. The key is to hold that gaze, to remain calm and composed, and to recognize the subtle pull of desire that the body cannot hide. A Stoic's strength lies not in rushing to act, but in understanding the subtle interplay of biological responses. When the pupils dilate, this is your moment to lean in, to meet her in this space of shared attention, and to respond with the quiet confidence that marks true mastery of self and others. 5. The pelvic alignment. The subtle invitation. We've all heard the saying, it's not about what's said, it's about what's not said. The body communicates its intentions long before words even enter the conversation, and nowhere is this truer than in the subtle alignment of the pelvis. The pelvis, as we know, is the body's center of balance and sexual energy. It plays a key role in body language, revealing the innermost feelings and desires of an individual. When a woman feels a deep attraction, she will instinctively orient her pelvis toward you, even if her head or eyes are directed elsewhere. This is a subtle, almost imperceptible shift, but one that is incredibly powerful. Why does this matter? The pelvis is not just a neutral part of the body. It's central to our experience of intimacy and connection. When it aligns toward you, it's like a radar locking on a target, showing that her subconscious focus is entirely on you. This alignment is not just a physical posture, but a psychological and emotional cue that signals interest and availability. Think about it. How often have you missed this signal? How often do we focus on words, on outward gestures, and ignore the way someone's body naturally moves to express interest? A woman may cross her legs in a protective, closed-off manner if she feels guarded or uncomfortable. But when desire enters the picture, she'll uncross her legs, sit with them open but pointed towards you, or, when standing, rest all, her weight on one leg while letting the other leg relax or shift in your direction. These movements are not accidents. They are invitations to come closer, to deepen the connection. And the Stoic, grounded and composed, knows that this moment is about quiet observation, not rushing, not forcing, but recognizing the signal that's being offered. It's about letting her body lead the way, and then responding with subtlety and respect. 6. The acoustic drop, the shift in voice. Have you ever noticed how someone's voice changes when they are deeply engaged with you, especially in moments of attraction or intimacy? It's almost as though the very sound of their voice slows, deepens, and becomes more sensual, but it's not something they consciously do. When arousal begins, a woman's voice will often undergo a transformation. The higher pitches of polite conversation, which are quick and light, give way to a deeper, slower, and more deliberate tone. Her breathing becomes more relaxed and centered, moving from the chest to the stomach, a natural physiological response to relaxation and desire. As a result, her voice softens, the words themselves lose their sharpness, and there is a deliberate slowness that invites you in. From a Stoic perspective, this shift is not about manipulating the conversation, it's about attuning yourself to the present moment. The Stoic, grounded in self-awareness, recognizes this change not as a signal to pounce, but as an invitation to lean in, to listen more carefully, to soften your own voice, and to create a deeper, more intimate space between the two of you. When she whispers, there is no need to fill the silence with unnecessary words. In fact, you should use this moment to embrace the silence. It's a moment where emotions are communicated through breath, through the pauses in conversation, not the words themselves. The vocal drop is a powerful signal that desire has moved beyond social pleasantries. And for the Stoic, understanding this moment means you can respond without forcing anything. You can match her rhythm, speak with a controlled tone, and move the interaction towards something deeper, something more meaningful. 7. The predatory scan. Desire is actively chosen. The last signal, the most powerful and yet often misunderstood, is the predatory scan. This is where things get real, where the truth about attraction is no longer passive or subject to chance. This signal reveals the active nature of desire, how a woman chooses, evaluates, and measures her interest in someone. When a woman is truly attracted, she will begin scanning your body in a way that is focused, deliberate, and unmistakable. She'll look at your mouth while you speak, not just briefly, but with steady, lingering attention. This isn't mere curiosity. This is the body's subconscious evaluating the potential of intimacy, imagining what it would be like to kiss you, to touch you. But here's where most men get it wrong. They misunderstand this scan as something to be embarrassed about or shy away from. They feel exposed, uncomfortable under such scrutiny. And that's where the Stoic approach makes all the difference. The Stoic doesn't shrink under her gaze. Instead, he meets it with quiet confidence, with grounded awareness. If she's scanning your body, perhaps taking in your hands, your shoulders, or your overall posture, don't avert your eyes. Acknowledge the scan with calm understanding. Maintain eye contact when she meets your gaze again, and let her know, silently, that you've noticed. Don't smile, don't fidget, just acknowledge the unspoken communication between you. This scan is not just about physical attraction, it's about power dynamics, control, and choice. The woman is actively deciding, evaluating. She is assessing your suitability as a potential mate, and her body, through its gaze, is measuring your strength, your capability, and your confidence. The Stoic doesn't need to chase after validation or approval. He knows that the power balance shifts when you understand these signals, when you can read the unspoken desires without rushing to act on them. When you can acknowledge her evaluation and maintain your own presence, you shift from being the one seeking approval to the one who is desired. So there you have it, the 7 subtle but powerful signals of human attraction. Signals that the majority of people miss because they've been conditioned to look only for obvious verbal cues. If you want to master the art of understanding human desire, and not just in romantic situations but in all human interaction, you must learn to read these unspoken messages. As we've seen, understanding these signals isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness, composure, and presence. The Stoic understands that human desire is not something to chase, but something to recognize, observe, and respond to with clarity and control. When you understand these signals, you move from guessing to knowing. And when you know, you stop chasing and start leading. If you want to continue on this journey of self-mastery, understanding human nature, and living a life of clarity, subscribe to the Stoic Path. In this space, we uncover the truths that shape the way we live, love, and lead. The Stoic way is one of observation, understanding, and measured action, and when you embody these principles, you become a person of power, not in the traditional sense, but in the ability to perceive and act with wisdom and calm. So, subscribe now and join me as we continue to uncover the deeper layers of human nature. And as always, remember to walk the Stoic path, where perception turns into power and where the truth is always the guide.